Right guys, what's happening? Thought I'd bring you out on a nice, lovely day in Scotland. As you can see, it is absolutely pouring down. Nothing out of the ordinary. So I thought I'd bring you down a spot where I learned to ride originally. Channel you may have seen, CBR Chick 125. A friend of mine, it was actually her that taught me down here when I was first starting, before I went for my CBT. Brought me down here on one of my bikes. Taught me the basics, clutch control, starting and stopping, and then wee manoeuvres we have to do to keep the testers happy. So I thought bring you down here and do a little review on my actual bike. I know you've seen the Honda on my channel a couple of times. Sadly that doesn't actually belong to me, I'm just looking after that now. But this is mine. So it is a 2012 YBR 125. I've owned it for nearly 3 years now. 2, 3, close enough. It's not standard by any means. I have done quite a lot to it, mechanically and styling wise. Mechanically it has been repairing crash damage, as I've had a few crashes in the 2 years I've been riding. So this bike I have a love-hate relationship with it. It's a great bike, fun to ride, but I have a love-hate relationship with this simply due to the fact that it's been the bike I've came off. I had one accident, shouldn't have been riding, but I had a lot going on, and I went into the back of a Jag for a couple of slide outs on it. But no, back to riding it again. This is one of the 2 bikes I own. I have a GSX 650F as well. Just can't ride that yet because I've not got my license. But wee single cylinder 125. It's not the fastest. It isn't the fastest. Like, you've obviously got the likes of CBRs and the YZF, the sport bikes you can get. But no, it does exactly what you need though. It's a great wee learner bike. Great first bike as well. If you're just starting out, not too fast. It's quite a torquey wee bike in the lower gears. It is, to be said, it is quite torquey. So simple enough wee bike. A bits I've added on, red and black seat cover, as the one I had on before was absolutely dreadful. It just through abuse and coming off, it was all ripped in here. You can see the seat foam. Added on the YBR tank grip, red rental bars, which I'll probably be changing because I had them on, but they're a bit low for me personally. Levers, I changed those, put a set of red levers on that have been bleached by the sun while it was sitting, while I wasn't riding it. Crash bungs down here. Stuck them on because I kind of got sick of the amount of damage that was getting caused to the bike if I came off of it. But yeah, I also added this beautiful little HID headlight unit. So it's got a nice HID headlight and high beam with a halo, I wouldn't say a demon eye, but a halo side light. Wired that up so the halo's on permanently, so it does look good. Mirrors added, and the Leo Vince exhaust. Now I know it doesn't look like a Leo Vince exhaust, because when I had my last accident, it took a beating and ripped the plaque off. But if we come round the way back here, as you can see, it is in fact a Leo. But yeah, nice wee 2012. But yeah, as I was saying there, nice little bike. So what we'll do is we'll jump on and we'll go for a wee ride. Also installed red dash lights. Yeah, let's go a wee ride and I'll talk some more about it. Ugh. So as bikes go, it is quite a basic 125. It's all analog dashes and things like that. No ABS, no traction control, no anti-wheelie, no anti-slide. So it's one of those bikes that you have to be careful with in the wet weather, because it can catch you out. It has caught me out a couple of times, even in the dry weather, to be fair. It is one of those. Well, I'll just take a wee ride for it, let you see how it rides. Avoid the puddles and all the big ass leaves. I don't particularly fancy crashing again. But no, I've owned it for about 3 years, I'd say. 3 years, give or take. I hope you can actually hear me, because it is a bit louder than the Honda I have rode. I'll just let this gentleman pass here. Yeah, so a nice wee bike. I do actually need to go get fuel, because analog fuel gauges aren't the greatest. But yeah. Like anything else, it's personal preference what you ride. Me personally, I'd rather be on a sport bike. They look so much more fun. But if you're looking at, say, your first bike, or a wee starter bike, or even just a wee winter run around, if you've been riding a while and you don't want to destroy your big bike, and with the horrible weather we get in Scotland, it is a great wee option. It's nimble enough, definitely quick enough if it's your first bike. It has caught me out once or twice, actually how quick it is. So yeah, I thought I'd just take it along and we'll do a wee ride about. Not going to go particularly far given the dreadful weather. I thought, let you see how it runs, how it sounds. Yeah. One thing I will say, if you do get one of these, change the bars, because the stock bars that come on them they're up here. They're not the nicest bars in the world, and they are quite cramped. So if you're like a big guy like myself, it is uncomfortable after a while, just because of how big they are. But take a wee left here. You watch this one, because it's always got gravel and leaves and shit on leaves and stuff on it. But hey, so I just floating about Johnston. Maybe going on a wee ride out later. See how the day goes. But yeah, so it's quite punchy and the little gears. It may not look like it, because everybody beats on 125s, because obviously they don't have a lot of power. They don't. It's just the way it is. You don't really want a 200 horsepower as your at 24 you can get what's called your direct access, and you can jump on any bike you want. But the problem with that is you've not had any experience. So an accident on any bike can be bad. There's no guarantee just because you're on the slower bike that you're going to be alright, but you have a better chance because you're not likely to come off as fast. Like, you could go jump on a Gixxer 1000 if you had your DAS, 200 horsepower high-end liter bike, and twist that throttle quarter turn first gear, bring the front wheel up, and it's one of those things, you're better starting slow, getting used to it, seeing how you feel, and then progressing from there. Because the last thing you want to do is bite off too much more than you can. I'm getting tongue tied here. Bite off more than you can chew, because it can end badly. And the main thing with riding is not what you ride. It doesn't matter if you ride a 50cc Vespa, a 200 horsepower superbike. It doesn't matter. The main thing is you're riding. You're out there. You're enjoying it. You're part of the biker family. That is what matters at the end of the day. And there's nothing worse than seeing on the news or hearing from a friend, a biker's been hurt, another one's down. But Main thing is we all want to go out there, we all want to have fun, we all want to enjoy ourselves, and then the goal is obviously to come home at the end of it. But yeah, so it does it. This bike does the job. Like, it's not particularly great if you're a big guy. But I'm 5'10", quite heavy built, so it does feel a bit cramped at times. But it's just because it's designed to be a wee small town commuter. It's not really one of these bikes that are designed for big people. There are great bikes out there if you are quite a tall person, but sadly this really isn't one of them. But when you want it to go, it does have a bit of punch to it. 125s aren't ever gonna do some of the they ain't ever gonna be 110, 120 mile an hour bikes. They're just not capable of it. But what you can, the good thing with them is you can use all they have to offer. You can use all the power, and you can get the most out of them. So even when I get my license, I'm more than likely probably still gonna have a 125 of some sort, because there are just days where you'll want it, because big bikes are great, but obviously you just got to watch where the amount of power they have. So let's say you're having to ride and it's a really bad day, really bad weather, take the 125, because it's less to manage, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I thought, no, I'll just take it along, yeah, a wee review and a wee talk through on the bike I ride, and yeah, so obviously just riding through one of the main parts of Johnston here, just a wee quiet town. Not much really happens. Yeah, sits quite comfortably at 30. Got power there if I need to go a bit faster. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave you here, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.